Looking down on Castle Coliseum, which tonight houses a critically important game within the ACC, Virginia Tech hosting Duke. Hello once again, everybody. John Laser alongside Mac McCarthy. This one has been much looked forward to, Mac, and it may just decide which of these teams receives a double bye next week in Greensboro.
Yeah, next week in Greensboro, it's that time of year, and both of these teams have a chance to make a run in the tournament, and they can help themselves with the double bye by winning tonight.
You see right there, if it ended today, Duke sits with the 3 seed, Virginia Tech outside that double bye looking in, but a win tonight over Duke would certainly help the Hokies' chances. Big-time games, big-time players. We've got that and then some tonight with Duke's Haley Gorecki and Virginia Tech's Asia Shepard.
Many people feel Haley Gorecki is the ACC Player of the Year, and I'm not sure I would argue with them at all. She's never been to the NCAA tournament, and if Duke makes it, she's going to be the biggest reason why. She can do a little bit of everything. You're going to love watching her play regardless of who you're pulling for. And Asia Shepard is coming off her best performance ever, a career-high 32 points. She made 8 out of 15 from long range, and she did it off ball screens, down screens, one-on-one. She scored every way you can score, one of the all-time leading scorers already, and just a junior out of Northern Virginia.
32 points, as Mac mentioned, a career high, but not enough for Virginia Tech. They fell to Virginia here at Castle Coliseum, and that has added to the pressure here this evening. This not a must-win, but it's close to it for Virginia Tech as we are set for basketball. Kitley got her hand on it, but directed it to Akinbody James, and Duke in the blue will start with the basketball.
Duke will run a lot of different sets, a lot of things that will obviously be for Haley Gorecki, and she plays a variety of positions. You're going to see her all over the floor.
See the starting 5 for Duke, and some of the names you don't see there, although Kyra Lambert, one of them, has a pickpocket up top from Cole, right to the bucket to score tonight's first points. What I was about to say was you didn't see Michaela Boykin in that starting 5. Won't start, but she will impact the game tonight.
Yeah, she really did in a big way in Durham. 14 points, hit 3 big shots down the stretch going one-on-one. They've got kind of a two-headed monster at the point guard spot with Lambert and Boykin.
Lydia Rivers commits the Virginia Tech foul, trying to push Jade Williams off the block, and that will draw the ire of Kenny Brooks. His team was in immediate foul trouble in the opening quarter on Sunday against the Cavaliers.
Foul trouble played a big part in Virginia coming into Blacksburg and getting the W.
Back-to-back empty trips for the Blue Devils. Starting 5 for Kenny Brooks and Virginia Tech. Rivers made the move into the starting 5 in the non-conference. It's pretty much been these 5 ever since.
Duke is going to play a variety of defenses. Mainly they play a matchup zone, but you'll see them go through with cutters. They try to confuse you as to whether they're man-to-man or zone.
Mabry thought she was fouled, but stepped on the end line with her right foot. So Virginia Tech commits their first turnover. Yeah, Coach McCauley, Coach P, as she's affectionately known, Mac, an old acquaintance of yours, kind of challenged you. She said, you might not even know what defense we're in at times tonight.
And I'm afraid she's going to be right.
Right through the defense for the first Duke bucket goes Lambert.
Yeah, Lambert's really been playing well, too.
Duke didn't set up defensively. Mabry couldn't make them pay, but Shepard runs down a second opportunity for Virginia Tech.
You see Odom up on the top of the zone, gives them a long-arm defender. Duke really puts a lot of pressure on you with their length and athleticism.
Throughout the night, I will be posing pop quizzes to you, partner. Short shot clock and a whistle and a foul. With just 3 to shoot, the Hokies bailed out a foul against Jade Williams, the 6'5" center out of the Colony, Texas.
You mentioned foul trouble. That's going to be a problem for either team, but neither one of these teams really puts the defense in a big position to foul a lot. Going inside, Elizabeth Kitley gives the Hokies a chance at that.
As a freshman, she is so good over that right shoulder, Mac. 21 points against Duke down at Cameron Indoor.
Yeah, and she is a whole lot better player than she was when they played in Durham, and she still had a really effective game down there.
Gorecki hasn't been involved much thus far, and Odom Scores the basket. No, an offensive foul. Thought she threw that forearm, and she did. Let's go back to the other end. Here's Kitley over that right shoulder back.
This is a nice move. Duke sometimes will double post to post. Chose not to right there. They have to change that strategy.
Couple of fouls against the Blue Devils, one on either end. Virginia Tech looks to add to a very early slim lead. Cole getting downhill to the bucket for the second time goes Taj Cole.
When your team is in a matchup, you want to distort the coverage and move people around. That's what happened right there, and it left Odom matched up against Cole at the top of the key. That's a mismatch in quickness.
Gorecki spins it out for Lambert. Big shot.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of them, but makes 33%. A miscommunication right there defensively for Virginia Tech.
Duke doesn't quite shoot it as well outside as Virginia Tech does. Not many teams in the country do. Duke maybe a slight edge in terms of getting the ball down low.
Duke is actually in a man-to-man this time for the first time.
And too much from Rivers to Elizabeth Kitley. So a turnover against Virginia Tech. There's the scowl on Kenny Brooks' face. That's his turnover scowl, Mac.
Yeah,
we look at what he's done here in his 4 seasons, trying to get the Hokies to the NCAA tournament. They are right on the precipice. I think a win tonight cements it. They might already be in.
Kenny's kind of quiet over there, but he's got some loud body language.
This is a travel against Akinbadi James as Kitley held her off. As Trinity Baptiste will check in for Virginia Tech. Generally the first sub in. Kayla King as well. Rivers and Mabry will sit, and Duke will extend their defense.
Yeah, it's really hard to press Taj Cole, but Duke will show a little full court. They'll also trap a little right over half court when given the opportunity.
Down to Kitley, and again, she had a great look at it. Misfired and last touched by Baptiste, trying to take it from Akinbadi James. Well, clearly Virginia Tech has a matchup, Mac, that they like. They exploited it down in Durham. They've been trying to do so early here.
Yeah, they're going to make Duke double team if they can, and that will open up the perimeter where you know Virginia Tech has a lot of good three-point shooters.
Tough pass into a tough spot, and it's a turnover from Odom. Here comes Cole. Rips it to King. Rips it down from the right wing.
Kayla King got a chance the other night because of foul trouble to play extended minutes in the first half against the University of Virginia and played her best basketball. She was much more aggressive on both ends.
Have to think that Virginia Tech is pleased with this start, not just because of the lead, but they've had pretty good looks on the offensive end thus far.
They have, and they forced 4 Duke turnovers, and Duke has really been taking care of the basketball. Only had 8 turnovers against NC State on Monday night.
Gorecki unable to get to the basket here.
Simple transition. 2 best times to shoot the 3, transition or after the ball goes into the paint and comes back out. You've heard that before.
I have heard that before. I hang out with a lot of coaches like you. Doesn't mean it's not true. Here's Gorecki. That was neither of those 2 scenarios, and she did not make the 3. Quiet start for Haley Gorecki.
Taj Cole is doing a good job. That's an interesting matchup. The Virginia Tech point guard on Haley Gorecki, who plays a variety of positions, as we've talked about for Duke.
But this is picked off and stolen. And stolen right back.
Cole giveth, and Cole taketh away.
Michaela Boykin, who had checked in off the bench, number 12 there in blue, trying to lead the break. Duke leads the ACC in steals, but they are a little turnover prone themselves. Both of these 2 teams, in fact, are.
That's been a big part of why they've played well lately, turning it over much less.
Turnovers down, assists up. Off the fadeaway, Baptiste makes it a 6-point advantage for Virginia Tech.
You know, you wondered how these teams would respond. Duke played a big emotional game Monday night on the road, beat a top 10 team for the first time in 5 years. Virginia Tech, off a disappointing loss to UVA.
There's the slip to the bucket from Boykin, an easy one for the Blue Devils.
Simple little UCLA cut, got her wide open.
This game already in the first quarter has had a lot more rhythm than that Virginia Tech-Virginia game. It was officiated consistently, but it was very tight throughout. Duke comes running out with the Shepherd miss. Down floor. This is called adjusting on the fly.
Yeah, nice job by Virginia Tech of getting back and not allowing Duke to shoot it in transition.
Slid down to the block. Akinbody James held off by Obo Fagi, but on second effort makes it a 2-point game.
Yeah, Obo Fagi did a good job on the first play, but didn't stay with it.
Nice couple of field goals for the Duke Blue Devils.
Right at the rim, weren't they?
Yes, they were. Just kind of trying to pound it inside thus far. Cole, free throw line pull up. Didn't get the members bounce, and Williams starts the break for Duke. Boykin traveled, stepped into it and hit it. I don't think she was quite where she thought she was in relation to the three-point line. Good start to what we anticipated to be a great matchup.
No. Got the ball stolen right away. Missed a wide open shot.
Audio test. Okay, just want to make sure.
Thank you.
All right,
thanks, sir.
Make some noise. It's time for tonight's Hokie T-shirt talk.
6 turnovers. And only down 2.
Had 8 against NC State in a whole game.
6. Duke has turned it over 6 times in less than 7 minutes, but despite that, still within 2 of Virginia Tech. You know, they've got a pretty famous Coach K down in Durham. Here's our Evan Hughes on the budding career of a new Coach K.
Lays, Kyra Lambert has really made an impact on this Duke women's basketball team over the last 3 seasons. She has been a captain, and she's also been up and down in her career. She missed 2 seasons due to an ACL tear, so she comes back in her final season, and she gives a lot both on the floor and off the floor. She coached a 9 to 10-year-old boys basketball Durham Parks and Rec team. Now, guys, the scouting report says they improved a lot over the year. They went 5-3, and Mac, I know as a former coach, 5-3. Not too bad for your first year as a head coach, guys.
Yeah, winning record at any level in your first year is a success. Hokies trying to salvage this possession. I believe Shepard traveled. Well, that will work too. But it is a turnover for the Hokies. Mac, you were smirking at me as if you thought I came up with the nickname Coach K for Kyra Lambert. That was Coach P, Coach McCauley. That's what she calls her. Because she's been hurt so much that she's kind of taken on to coaching this team that she's currently a member of.
Well, she's getting it done on and off the floor.
Duke trying to get in sync offensively, and there is their 7th turnover, trying to run the pick and roll. That's not surprising. And you see Coach McCauley and success that she has had, 11 NCAA tournaments. This will undoubtedly be a 12th. In her 13th season there.
Played in the national championship game when she was at Michigan State and has done a great job at Duke last few years. Have been injury riddled, and we'll get into some of that later in the broadcast.
Yeah, Lambert being one of those. A lot of knee injuries. Kitley doing some tough work down low.
You know, that's not what a freshman's supposed to do, be that poised and take your time like that. That's really special.
Speaking of poise, Mac, Duke has not been all that poised on the offensive end thus far.
No, just a little bit out of sync on everything. They've traveled, just turned it over, thrown it out of bounds, but they didn't that time.
And you see an elite make from Nay Odom, Liana Nay Odom, Lompoc, California, Chaminade High School. Man, what a player she could be. 5-star recruit, maybe one of the top players in all of women's basketball. At the key caveat, at times, man.
There's that double team we talked about. See if it opens up something on the perimeter.
And a foul in the corner will salvage this possession for Virginia Tech. Kayla King is going to get 3 at the line. Had this gone in, Mac, you would have said this is exactly how you drew it up.
Yep, and instead, they still may get 3, but not the way we pictured it.
That was kind of a hot potato. Mabry just smacked it over there and smacked out by Rivers into the corner, and then King got smacked, and she'll go to the foul line.
Kitley, I think they're going to call it after the shot.
Wow. Continuation through. This might be one of the rarest fouls that you see in basketball, Mac.
Very seldom see this. Because they're still a shooter until they come back down to the floor.
Cole whips it out to Mabry. Didn't get it to go down. Those are the ones off that penetration as a coach, Mac. He's kind of hopping over there.
An outstanding play by Taj Cole. Just couldn't capitalize.
Final minute of this opening quarter. Officials have let them play through a lot of contact. Love that. It's given us a pretty good rhythm. Knocking body James. That would have been her first three-point make of the season.
She's been shooting the ball from the perimeter much better.
Beautiful feed from King to Kitley. The two high school teammates teaming up.
You can't figure out Duke's defense. Just beat them down the floor. It won't matter what they're in if you do that if you're Virginia Tech.
Duke has had some trouble beating Virginia Tech back onto the defensive end. Odom wanted the cut there. It wasn't available. Lambert, elbow pull-up, tough shot, didn't get it.
And you talked about, it's amazing. Kyle Lambert's had 3 knee surgeries, back out there. Boykin has had 4, 3 on 1 knee. And of course, she was National High School Player of the Year before all the injuries happened.
Both those players with the braces on the left knees. King at the horn, did not get it. And Virginia Tech will be content with a 4-point lead at the end of the first quarter. I think Duke, with 7 turnovers, actually doesn't mind that deficit. Virginia Tech should be up by about 10.
No, they've had really good looks.
They're just doing nothing. No, hasn't really been a factor, has it?
No, not at all. They've only tried really one.
If you want to come up with their tournament resume, that'd be good. Give me
3-time freshman of the week.
tournament resume. If Kitley keeps having a good game, we will obviously. Actually, no, you're right, Gibby. Let's come back on her because she's got 6 points, yeah. But let's do the tournament resume coming out of the mid-quarter break. Elizabeth Kitley pacing Virginia Tech thus far with 6 points, and she has been featured often in the interior of the Virginia Tech offense, and certainly she has been a breakout player in her freshman season. Just named for the 3rd time this season the ACC Freshman of the Week. You look at those numbers, Mac, and clearly she has blossomed as a player throughout the year. Those are dominant figures.
Yeah, started out the year really great with 18 points in her first collegiate start, but has continued to improve in every aspect. You see a really mature young lady right there, and she came in ready to play, but she has gotten better too.
Trying to get it down to Kitley, broken up by Williams, and Kitley diving after it. Touched it last. Let's get the sideline report with Evan Hughes. Evan, what were the thoughts of Coach McCauley after that first quarter?
Well, what really stuck out to me, Lades, was actually before Coach McCauley came over, the team huddled up while she was talking with their assistants, and the message was from the players, we need to get back to playing our brand of basketball. We need to get back to playing Duke basketball. Again, 7 turnovers there in that first quarter, and not to mention there, Gorecki did not score in that first quarter. Lades?
Tough quarter for the Blue Devils, and a tough possession continues as Odom takes it out of the pile. There's the 8th turnover. That matches their total from their road win against NC State, a season low on Monday, and they are piling them up here in the first half tonight.
Yeah, that was an ugly possession all the way around right there.
Fortunate to not turn it over earlier in that possession. High-low, post to post.
There's another thing that Kitley has improved at. She can step to that free throw line. You don't guard her, she can make the shot, but she showed nice touch there on the pass too.
Duke trailing by 6. I don't know that Coach McCauley would admit it, Mac, but I think she has to feel somewhat fortunate. That's the deficit at this point. It feels like Virginia Tech could be up 10-12. There are the first points for Gorecki.
Yeah, if they need a basket, that's probably going to happen. She's going to be involved in it one way or another. But yeah, you're right. You know, I think she's concerned, but I think she feels like if they can clean up taking care of the basketball, they're not in a bad spot.
This is Shepard. And that pass anticipated. Hokies will keep it on this end. Taj Cole will return. Kayla King goes to the bench, having given Coach Brooks some nice minutes in this first half.
Yeah, Coach Brooks has gotten the bench to the point where he's pretty comfortable with 8 players. Duke goes 7 or 8 deep themselves.
Cole drops it off, and it's an easy one for Kitley. You look at the big smile on the face of Kitley. She said they're all that easy.
When you have it, I think she was surprised she was that open, but I also think she enjoys playing this game.
Kitley's off to a fine start. She's got 8 points thus far, and a steal. Another turnover from the Blue Devils.
And that's Taj Cole going straight up against Gorecki, and other people digging at it too, but it's Cole's pressure on the ball.
This time Shepard is fouled from the backside by Michaela Boykin. Again, Virginia Tech, Mac, it seemed like outplayed Duke on both ends in the first quarter, and that has continued here into the second quarter.
Yeah, and again, I go back to the Monday night game that Duke played. Emotional game on the road, and I know they've won 10 out of 12, but that still takes a little something out of you to get ready to play and play that well in a hostile environment against Wes Moore's Wolfpack.
Duke allowed the entry pass right to the block there. When that happens, Mac, usually nothing good comes of it from the defense, and it doesn't here.
No, that's clearly a lack of communication.
It is clearly a foul against Jade Williams, leading with that angled left arm there. Baptiste will go to the line. Virginia Tech has kind of had their way working through the posts thus far.
Baptiste, a really good free throw shooter since she's been here. Never been under 80%.
At 83% for the year prior to that make.
What a blessing for Kenny Brooks that he can bring her off the bench. She's a threat to get a double-double any night she goes on the floor.
I started the year in the starting lineup, started the first 7, and I think you're right, Max. She's one of those players that's just more comfortable, more effective coming off the bench. Made that switch to Lydia Rivers in the starting lineup, and the team kind of took off from there.
Some players just like that. They like to watch the game and get a feel for it.
That's a travel, and that is a 10th turnover for Duke. And This is an unsustainable number to try to win on the road, Matt.
Yeah, it's crazy. And again, that was good defense. Asia Shepard that time cutting off the drive, confused the freshman from New Jersey.
Virginia Tech looking to build on their largest lead of the night. Look at the dribbling from Cole. Baptiste will try to finish it off. And it's a jump ball. The arrow belongs to the Duke Blue Devils. Blue Devils get a stop, and they need to couple this up with a bucket on the other end. Duke has really struggled to get into their offense at all due to these turnovers at a high volume.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech, you know, with the exception of the UVA game the other day, they've been playing really good defense here in the second half of the conference season.
Gorecki has just 2 points. Again, she averages better than 18. The only player at the Power 5 level to average 18-plus points, 6.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Duke gets a second chance. This is Gorecki on the step back, and the Blue Devils sorely needed that make.
Yeah, don't give her many second chances. You saw Odom shoot the first one in that possession. I haven't seen another woman's player across the country in all the games I've watched elevate on her jump shot like Odom does.
Odom has the biggest vertical jump on the team. Shepard has her own step back. Baptiste, another offensive rebound, and Hockenbody James got beat for the ball and then beat to the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. Virginia Tech beat Duke on the backboard in Durham, and they're doing it here again tonight.
Duke is not a poor rebounding team, but not quite the caliber of Virginia Tech on the boards thus far this year. This is Odom, and reaching in is Baptiste. Let's go back to this three-pointer for Gorecki. Second chance. Gorecki, Mac, just creating for herself.
Yeah, a little short closeout there, and then didn't take up that space. Taj Cole had made many mistakes against Gorecki defensively tonight, though.
And you just have to respect her ability to create off the dribble so much.
I love watching her play. She is fun to watch.
Kenny Brooks told us she's the only player in the ACC he'd pay money to watch play.
Yes, doesn't that speak volumes?
And I said, how about your own players? And he said, no, that's kind of how they structure this coaching deal. They pay me. He was joking, of course. There's a loose ball scrum. Tech has won these more often than not tonight. Cole to Baptiste in the corner, and a double-digit lead.
Beautiful play, 3-on-2. Duke hustled back. Cole made the play with the penetration.
Duke finally forced to take a timeout here, nearly midway through this second quarter. Virginia Tech has been in the lead throughout, and on this three from Baptiste, that lead into double digits. Sure Duke is aware that they have a game tonight.
I'm sure that's all right with Kitty.
Okay.
Don't let anybody wake them up, right?
Good God. Playing terrible. Getting clobbered on the inside. Yeah. What's that, Gibby? Yeah. Or like the NCAA record for turnovers in a game. No, I'm just kidding.
"15 points off 12 turnovers.
Surprised it's not all 26. I mean, like, they've turned it over on every possession. Kenny Brooks examining the same box score that I am right now, and the stat that's sticking out to us, 10 turnovers for the Duke Blue Devils and 15 points for the Hokies off of those. We look at the Virginia Tech tournament resume. Kenny Brooks is no stranger to taking teams to the NCAA tournament. They haven't been here in Blacksburg since 2006. Charlie Cream says they're in at the moment, Mac. A win tonight might just seal it.
I think it really would. You know, their strength of schedule is Shaw. They're 95th. That's the one thing. They're 20-7. There's that ball screen and roll that you wanted to talk about. But despite 20-7 with a 95 strength of schedule, that's probably got them just a little bit nervous.
This is Shepard, couldn't finish, but got the bucket. We also saw there in terms of the ACC tournament, Virginia Tech with a win tonight keeps their hopes for a double bye in Greensboro next week alive. Duke, if they win tonight, would solidify a double bye in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, winning 3 games in 3 days is tough. Winning 4 in 4 days is darn near impossible.
Hokies already had a 10-point lead, and that is the first point scored by Asia Shepard. That is the second, and that lead grows to 12 for the Hokies. Really like the game plan from Virginia Tech, Mac. A lot of times Tech, a perimeter-oriented team, settles for those three-point shots. They have not done that in the first half tonight.
No, they've done a good job of attacking, whether it's throwing it in there to Kitley or getting on the offensive glass. And, of course, the big thing is the points off of the 12 Duke turnovers.
Lambert on the pull-up, but we've got a foul away from it on the screen. It's going to be against Kayla King. Odom dumped it off to Lambert, then set that screen. Foul goes against King for Virginia Tech. Trying to get it inbounds and having to lob it up top.
Again, Taj Cole not allowing Gorecki the first choice to receive the ball.
Hokies have done a very nice job limiting Gorecki in this first half. And here's a foul against Baptiste. He didn't like the call. Azana Baines, the freshman, will be headed to the foul line for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's a set play. Throw it to the elbow, and then fade screen and create an opportunity for an isolation from the elbow down. Usually they go to the opposite side right there. You saw the freshman take it down the middle.
Baines on the first free throw attempt of the ball game for the Blue Devils. You saw the adjustment there, Mac, a couple possessions back for Duke. They went to the pick and roll. That's what Virginia had a lot of success doing. Some other teams have as well.
Duke with the half-court trap.
Look down to Rivers, who tried to come under the bucket. Probably should have just gone in on the left side, but she does draw the foul.
Duke with the half-court trap. Virginia Tech was ready for it. Threw a long entry pass, which made Duke's coverage have to cover a lot of ground. So Virginia Tech was able to throw it long, get it to the middle, and get it inside.
Rivers will go to the foul line. First one off the mark from Lydia, the grad transfer from Radford, who has really been a glue piece for this Virginia Tech team in terms of the dirty work that she does. Rivers didn't get either, nearly got to the rebound.
6th best rebounder in the league, 6th best offensive rebounder in the league, 6th best at blocking shots, and a really good defender, but missed both those free throws.
Kayla Boykin missed that three. Duke is beaten to the floor for the loose ball by Taja Cole. You see the Blue Devils, 2 of 5 from outside. Virginia Tech just 2 of 7. But those turnovers and a lack of quality looks because of it for the Blue Devils really been a difference in this game.
Yeah, those empty possessions, you can't get those back.
That last time out, Virginia Tech was a +6 in field goal attempts, but then there's a turnover created and a steal by Odom. And that pass deflected by Kitley, denying it into the corner to Lambert. Hokies really playing well on the defensive end.
Yeah, they've been very active. They've paid attention to the scouting report and basically have taken things away that Duke likes to do individually and collectively.
Gorecki, catch and shoot. This time Baines is able to run it down in the corner.
Nice hustle right there. Baines went a long way to get that rebound. Tough matchup right here for Kayla King.
But Odom couldn't capitalize. It'll stay on this end. They'll say last touched by Kitley. Much to the dismay of Kenny Brooks, who had gone all the way down in the corner to try to help Kayla King in that defensive matchup.
He thought he had a good angle on it.
Take a look at it. Yeah, that's Duke ball. Good look from our crew. This is Baines, no foul. Incidental contact with the feet tangled up.
I don't think she thought it was incidental.
I don't think so either. I'm just reporting what I'm told, Matt. Okay. Here's King from the corner. A practice three, only player on that side of the floor.
Great job by Mabry. She had an open shot at the top of the key. King was wider open. Nice decision.
Low percentage pass. And Cole couldn't quite take it away inbounds. Baines down behind the play. She's back in the picture, but King, the only player on that side of the floor. And she has no trouble with the wide open three.
Again, great hustle defensively by Taj Cole. She went a long way to knock that ball over the top. Just couldn't keep her balance in bounds.
Virginia Tech has played with a lot of urgency in this first half.
Well, I'm sure after the performance the other night against Virginia, they were ready to play.
Gorecki kind of pulled up short on that drive. Turned it into an awkward look. Cole tried to hit the home run to Mabry. Thrown ahead with a little too much zest, and Gorecki with the no-look rifle to keep it in Duke's possession. Shepard kind of got caught off guard there. That was a
won't show up on any
sequence.
stat sheet, but pretty impressive play, wasn't it?
Odom came through the lane on the cut. And that's a cathartic basket for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, good execution right there. You run one cutter, you bring the second cutter, and the second cutter was wide open. Nice job by Odom to finish that through the contact.
Fourth foul of the quarter against Virginia Tech. The Hokies, unlike their Sunday matchup with Virginia, have not really had any foul trouble to speak of here in the opening half.
Yeah, and that really hurt them against Virginia. Just couldn't keep their better players on the floor.
Taj Cole was in foul trouble in about the first 3 minutes, and you can see all the ways she impacts the game from a positive standpoint. This is Cole rushing right down the middle and slipping it through traffic to Kitley.
Yeah, back up to your comment, Cole and Rivers, the best two defensive players for Virginia Tech, didn't get to play much against Virginia in the first half.
I think that right there was like when you and me are in our four-door sedan caught in rush hour and the motorcycle comes speeding in between the cars.
I've been in your car. That we wouldn't go that fast.
You were in my car today, actually. And Taj Cole has played well on both ends of the floor.
Oh.
Big triple connected on by Boykin.
No, we told you how good she was in Durham. 14 points coming off the bench, limited minutes. But you can see the talent there. You can see why she was going to be the National Player of the Year before 4 knee surgeries.
Mabry thought she made that one. Rivers may get her another chance. For Duke, Mac, as any coach would tell you, you play poorly like this in a half. You're just trying to get it to single digits here before the break.
It would be a big deal for them to get it to single digits.
Down to Kitley. That won't help. Duke has not found a match for Kitley down low.
Really another good play by Lydia Rivers.
Yeah,
second on the team in assist.
That high-low, Mac, 4-to-5 action has been unguardable thus far.
Yeah, and I think Duke was afraid of that, too. They talked about how much Kitley had improved since their first game.
Gorecki, tough shot.
Doesn't need much room. There's that ball screen. Just give her a little bit of space.
Well, you can see Mac, too, and we'll ISO it at some point. The Hokies just sitting Kitley in there, kind of as that Gorecki spy, and it has completely eliminated her dribble penetration. 10-point game, final couple possessions. Rivers, not sure that was a pass. They'll call it that in the box score. Another deuce for Kitley.
Yeah, both Kenny Brooks and Coach McCauley, both of them have been to the NCAA a lot of times for a reason. They both know what they're doing when they start with a game plan.
And a lot of Pretty fun action on the design sets thus far. Final 10 seconds. Gurecki didn't get it. Lambert lost the handle. And the Hokies will have a couple seconds.
That was a good job. That time Mabry and Cole both did a good job defensively. And then Boykin did a really good job hustling after the offensive board. But just 2 seconds left, and the Hokies have won this first half for sure.
Hokies will bring in Kayla King, who is a half-court shooting specialist. Not this time. King, decent look with 2 seconds remaining, and a fine first half turned in by Virginia Tech. They will take a double-digit advantage to the locker room. Coach Brooks saying, Taj, you played an exceptional first half, but there's always another level to get to and another 20 minutes to play as well. Coach Brooks goes from teaching over to our Evan Hughes.
Coach Elizabeth Kitley with 12 in the first half. How important was she offensively for you guys?
She's very important to us. You know, the pendulum has kind of changed. We used to be a three-point shooting team, and now with her inside, we want to get the ball to her as much as we can. And she's doing a really good job of connecting, and they're finding her. So we got to continue to do that the second half.
You hold Gurecki to single-digit points. What'd you make of your defense?
You know, Taj was terrific. You know, but we know that she's a great player. She's going to come out in the second half. She's going to make adjustments. She's going to find different ways. But I thought Taj did a tremendous job on her and the whole time.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Blaze.
Elizabeth Kitley with 14 points. The ACC's reigning freshman of the week as the Hokies up 12 at the halftime break. We got, what, 8 minutes you said, Gibby? Okay, let me back.
They will need to make a layup, free throw, or three-pointer for a chance to shoot a half-court shot. Each contestant will have 2 chances on each shot. The winner of the half-court shot will walk away with a prize item from Coca-Cola. All right, first up is Ben Galdo. Okay, Ben, let's see what you got. All right, layup and free throw are good. All right, good try, Ben. Ben will walk away with a Hokies prize pack. Next up is Jack Vance. Layup is good.
Halftime in Blacksburg, where Coach Kenny Brooks trying to guide his Hokies past the Blue Devils. Coach Brooks generally guiding his team, but also his two daughters, as both Kendall and Chloe, a member of the Hokies. Earlier this week, he joined ACC Network's Packer in Durham to talk about his dual role as coach and father.
Maybe I do.
He's got two daughters, and he's coaching both daughters on this team.
That I did know.
Now, you got two daughters. Would you coach your daughters?
No. No. What I would do is when they go, Dad, I need some cash, I go, we got you covered. So that's how that game's played. That's the only thing I can tell anybody with two daughters.
So how do you do that, Kenny? How do you coach Kendall and Chloe?
A lot of patience, perseverance. But I tell you what, they make it easy for me. And, going through this process, I don't know if anyone's ever done it. I know that there have been some coaches who have coached their one kid. I know Jim Boeheim's doing it right now with Buddy. I don't know if anyone's ever done two at the same time. And for me, being around the sport, I used to coach on the men's side. I think a lot of people know that. And I switched over. And I think it was an omen because I had one daughter and then I had two daughters. And it's always a dream to make sure you're going to be around your kids. And me being a women's basketball coach, it just really opened up their eyes into what they could be. They could be beautiful, they could be, feminine, they could be strong, they could be an athlete. And just really watching them and them blossom and them wanting to be able to play for me was something that was very exciting. And they were going to come play for me at James Madison, which was a really good level for them. And then when I took the job at Virginia Tech, it was probably challenging in the beginning. Because we had to fight the lazy narrative, with a lot of coaches in recruiting saying that I was going to just play my daughters and not play, the kids in recruiting. I heard that a lot. And I just laugh at it because they don't know who I am. They don't know what I'm trying to teach my kids. We just want to win. And if my kids can get out there and play 2 minutes in a game and learn something and be valuable to the team, we'll do it. If they had to play 20, we'll do that. And so it's been the best thing, I think, for our program. It really has, because it's brought that family atmosphere. We talk about chemistry with this group right now. It would not surprise me if I go home and there's 4 or 5 of them sitting on my couch because Kendall and Chloe are there. And I have a 14-year-old daughter. We had practice, about a month ago, and I'm really ripping the kids, and I'm challenging them. I'm going after them. And I go to my 14-year-old daughter's JV game, and I walk in, and the whole team is sitting there with my wife, and knowing that I'm coming. So it's really helped in a sense that it's really brought family to the team. They all get along. They're great. They're very supportive of each other. And I think it's really helped, my relationship with my kids. I'm fortunate I get to spend more extra time with them right now. Kendall just turned 22 yesterday, and, we were able to take her out to eat. And so it's just been a blessing, probably more so for my wife because she gets to be around them a little bit more. But I think it's really helped our program. So I'm going to write a book one day. It's unprecedented having two. So just watch out. It's going to be a bestseller.
Okay.
They do. Virginia Tech with a 12-point lead at the half. They're having fun, young and old, here inside Cassell Coliseum. As we welcome you back courtside, John Laser, Mac McCarthy. Great game plan from Virginia Tech coming in. Mac, 11 assists on 15 field goals. That, of course, is an elite level, and Elizabeth Kitley has been at an elite level throughout the first 20 minutes as well.
Yeah, a couple things stand out. Establishing Kitley inside with 14 points, and the defense had to adjust. They had to commit more people and more activity down near her, which opened up everything else, and Virginia Tech shared the ball. And, of course, Virginia Tech forcing 11 turnovers was really big. Defense
was superb for Virginia Tech as well. We take a look back at some of the first half action. We came onto the air highlighting Haley Gurecki, and rightfully so. She does lead Duke in points, Mac, but nothing was easy.
No, nothing at all, because Taj Cole did an outstanding job. She did end up with 7 points and 3 assists, but she turned it over a couple times. Nothing like her average against Virginia Tech, 24-9 in her career.
Hokies found a variety of ways, meanwhile, to get the basketball to Elizabeth Kitley.
Yeah, and she was poised, she was patient, she ran the floor, and she was in the right spot at the right time, and establishing her opened up everything else. And unless Duke has an answer, Virginia Tech's going to throw it in there again. Here's a play, double ball screen, and Cole's penetration creates so much help that it leaves Kitley wide open. She can even fumble it a little bit and still have a wide open layup.
That was the one where Kitley came spinning away from the made field goal with a huge smile on her face. Taja Cole had made it pretty easy for her. Kitley coming off being named ACC Freshman of the Week. Looking good in her defense of that award. 14 points. Virginia Tech with a 12-point halftime lead. Eric, you're freaking me out with how close that camera was. I kept waiting for you to back up. And I'm like, oh, he's staying there. All right. Yeah. And we're playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the floor your Virginia Tech Hokies.
We're coming back. Score bar, stats, Evan. But what stats are we looking at? Okay. Why don't we save that for if they're like they make it a big lead in the fourth quarter, you know what I mean? Take a victory lap. Which I don't think they're going to do.
Say it again.
I think Duke's going to make this a game.
I'd be surprised if they didn't, but gosh, they didn't show a lot of signs of life.
Okay. Just about set for the second half here at Cashel Coliseum. Virginia Tech outplaying Duke by 12 points in the first half. Let's look at some of the numbers from the first half. And Mac, you see those 11 assists for Virginia Tech on 15 made field goals. Was not a three-point barrage from Virginia Tech, but that's because at the bottom there they dominated in the paint.
Dominated in the paint is right, and that led to the field goal percentage, almost 56%. And on the other hand, everything Duke did was contested. Not only, we talked about the turnovers, but they only shot 38% against Virginia Tech's defense.
Yeah, the 11 turnovers also leading to 15 points off the turnovers for Virginia Tech. Adjustments needed for Coach McCauley and Duke. For those, here's Evan Hughes.
Yeah, guys, had the chance to talk to Coach after she talked to her team. I asked her what message did she give to her team, and she looked at me and said a lot of messages. She said on offense she wants to see more paint points as well as patience on offense. Guys, 11 first-half turnovers for Duke. They only had 8 in the entire game on Monday against NC State. Lace?
Thanks, Evan. Yeah, that's a number that's not sustainable, Mac, those 11 turnovers. And Virginia Tech was playing well without the 8 of those turnovers, but due to that, Duke just not able to keep pace. What adjustments do you expect from Duke in the second half?
Now, I'm not sure they can do a lot differently other than maybe just make the extra pass, not take off on the dribble quite so quickly. You know, a lot of their turnovers seemed like when they were in ISO situations and they forced the dribble a little bit, maybe get the ball swung side to side a little bit. If you see them do that, their offense will straighten up in a hurry.
And you see the Blue Devils coming out for the second half. The Hokies trying to cool off the Blue Devils. A win over Virginia Tech, come from behind fashion, started this incredible run for Duke. They have won 10 of their last 12, including their last 6. One of the hottest clubs in America. Right back to what worked in the first half. Kitley, her own miss, and she lands on the basketball, and that is painful for Kitley. Kitley landed the small of her back right on the basketball, but already up and smiling, and she has shown her toughness multiple times. Let's look at this again.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the same thing in all the basketball, and you've seen a lot more of it than I have, but it was just fortunate that it didn't seriously injure Kitley.
Virginia Tech ran a set against that zone in the first possession, got the ball right to Kitley. This time Duke has done a better job.
2 to shoot. Shepard's going to have to create. She didn't realize where the shot clock was.
You got to know that reset is only at 20 seconds. You don't have as long to get into your offense.
We're deep enough into the year now as they've made that change in both the men's and the women's game, Mac. Do you like that rule change to 20 on the reset?
I do. It makes the game a little bit faster and I think forces the action.
Gorecki missed everything, but right to Williams, who was really a non-factor in the first half. This is Mabry left alone. And the Hokies not poor from outside, but not as streaky as they can be. Just 3 of 10 from distance thus far.
Duke trailing at halftime for the first time since they played Clemson back in January, Lace.
And you would expect that they've played with a lot of leads during that run. And this time, Kitley called for the foul. Body James, though, will have to earn them at the foul line.
You heard what Evan said from Coach McCauley. They'd like some points in the paint. I imagine they're going to do their own version of throwing it inside.
They weren't really able to do that much in the first half with Jade Williams mired in foul trouble with the 3 personals. And Body James also wasn't much of a factor.
Coach McCauley was looking for some matchup inside to slow Kitley down. She rotated several players down in the low post.
And trailing by 12, missing both free throws will not help the Blue Devil cause.
Only a 50% free throw shooter. She has shot the ball well facing the basket lately.
Gave Cole a cushion, got to the basket, couldn't finish. Gorecki weaving through traffic, tried the Euro step and got tied up by Shepard. and will stay on the arrow with the Devils.
It's a really good job by Asia Shepherd. When Gorecki's coming at you full speed, it's tough to anticipate where she's going and be between her and the basket. She did that.
This is Gorecki again. And off the pick and roll, she got Williams.
Yeah, Gorecki did a good job. She took one more dribble and made the post player stay with her and opened up the layup.
So Duke with the first points of the second half, nearly 2 minutes into this third quarter. Cole got a fortunate bounce there. Didn't turn into a field goal, but Tech will keep it. That lazy pass to the corner came bouncing right back to her. It was almost an assist. That was the quarterback. Gets it swatted back to himself play. There's Kitley. You see the double, Matt.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Brooks was happy with that execution at all.
Shepherd recognizes the shot clock this time, but cannot strike iron.
Yeah, some ugly possessions here early for the Hokies. Couple too deep in the shot clock. Couple mistakes handling the basketball. Got to throw passes that are clean and caught cleanly, which they did in the first half.
Coach P was kind of coy earlier, smiling when she talked about switching defenses. You can tell she draws some satisfaction from trying to confound people doing that. Gorecki thought she was fouled, throws it up and in, then throws the palms up and says, I should have got a free throw too.
I think she was fouled, but she played right on through the contact. If you're going to be the ACC Player of the Year, you've got to do that.
And we asked Coach McCauley, is she the conference's Player of the Year? And I gave her the option of abstaining from answering, and she said, no, I think in my opinion, and I'm biased, she is. And I think you agree with that assessment.
I do. I think it's between her and Elise Cunane. Cunane has had a really good season, just a sophomore, but I think Gorecki may be more valuable to her team than any player in the league.
I think you take either of those players off their teams, they're not nearly what they are, but I agree with you in just how many different ways she impacts the game. Kitley has had a major impact on this game, 16 for the night.
She, along with Cole on the defensive end, have been the players of the game for Virginia Tech thus far.
Again, double digits for Virginia Tech. Gorecki, a little space for three. Williams able to track the rebound. Body James past Kitley.
She was getting more confident on the offensive end. Hadn't shown a lot of it tonight, but you saw it right there in that left-hand drive to the rim.
Body James has been playing basketball for just 5 years. Mabry can't get the three. Offensive rebound for a second for Kitley, but then it's hatcheted down and rolls off her right foot.
Trinity Baptiste, number 22, Kayla
Kitley is battling tonight.
It's been physical down low. See Trinity Baptiste come in the game. She had a really good first half. Virginia Tech had 15 points off the bench. She had 9 of them.
This was the substitution pattern that Kenny Brooks used in the first quarter as well and kind of sparked the Hokies. Baptiste and King on the floor. Mabry Rivers off for the moment. Lambert threw that behind the cutter. And it will be a travel against Baptiste. So Duke catches a break there. They had Jade Williams on that cut, did the Blue Devils. Just not a good feed.
Yeah, there are a lot of active hands in there, though. Virginia Tech still staying aggressive on the defensive end. They have given up a couple easy looks, one on a ball screen and one on an ISO for Body James.
Gorecki is the inbounder. Good action down to the post. Again, Gorecki throws it up. This time she does draw the foul. Gorecki, who is very adept, and you see a variety of different ways to get her the basketball low, Mac. She's very good at getting to the foul line.
She's really long arms, got big hands, can go with the left hand, can reach around you and make baskets, but that's clearly a designated adjustment to post her up a little bit more against Taj Cole.
A testament to Virginia Tech that these are the first free throws Haley Gorecki has attempted. She leads the ACC and the NCAA in free throws made, and she's second in the ACC in free throws attempted.
It's an amazing stat.
Suddenly, it's a 6-point game. And Gorecki with a steal. Doesn't have numbers. And Duke will set it up in the half court.
Good job by Virginia Tech in transition right there. Looked like Duke was going to get some kind of good look at the basket.
Duke has cut the lead for Virginia Tech in half. Boykin couldn't get that, slashing through the lane.
Great cut by Boykin. She just didn't finish it.
Baptiste off the shot fake. Bench wanted King to shoot that. Under a triple team in the swarm, King will shoot that one. Man, the Duke Blue Devils really swarming in now on Kitley, man.
Yeah, you get a couple stops. Obviously, your offense, picks things up.
Bonnie James commits the foul, trying to track down the Odom miss. Duke a stronger start in the second half. Lead for Tech, cut in half. Man, when she fell on that basketball, that looked like it hurt.
Oh.
I think it scared her more than anything, to be honest with you. Yeah, sure.
I mean, you gotta talk about yourself with practices and working at school. You just have to have time for that.
All right.
When Liz had her shoot this ago, she said, you are a passionate dancer, passionate normal women's dancer. What goes into having this sweet skill on the floor?
She teaches me a lot.
What are some other best moves? We're not going to show anything. We're all safe.
Okay. Thanks. This kid's got to work on his stat sheet handing out method.
Yeah, he's not near as good as some of the others.
It's a talent.
How did that process play out?
Yeah, if this lead continues to shrink, the fact that Mabry and Shepard only have a combined 2 points and not a 3 between them. Virginia Tech trying to make it to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2006. 14 years has been the drought here in Blacksburg, and to break through that, they have shattered a number of records along the way. You see Shepard with the most three-point field goals in the season. Taj Cole has picked up a lot of assists on those feeds to Shepard, and Elizabeth Kitley has been a defensive stalwart for Virginia Tech. We heard from Coach McCauley earlier today, Mac. He said this last year about Virginia Tech, and he said today Coach Brooks has outdone himself again. This is the best team that he has had since he's been here, in her opinion.
Yeah, and she went a little further, saying it's the best Virginia Tech team that she has seen in her 13 years at Duke.
Well, and again, her 13 years kind of span that tournament drought here for the Virginia Tech program. Kenny Brooks in his 4th season. Baptiste.
That play after a timeout is so important, and Kenny Brooks is one of the best at drawing something up.
It's just amazing in this game. If you were going to try to predict the box score, you would have never predicted this. Shepard and Mabry a combined 2 points. Kitley and Baptiste a combined 27 points as Lambert gets to the front of the rim.
Yeah, what chances would you give Virginia Tech if you said Shepard and Mabry wouldn't have a field goal through 25 minutes?
And would be 0 of 7 from outside the arc. Cole, little floater. Williams able to seal off Kitley this time.
That's where you want to get the basketball, right there below the free throw line against that zone, but got to be able to finish.
See kind of some of that frustration with Nay Odom, number 5 there. She was very active early in the game, Mac, but kind of disappeared there in the second quarter.
Yeah, she had some things not go her way, and so we haven't seen her in a little while.
Got the cut to Williams, and she'll go to the foul line. Kitley
Nice.
picks up the foul.
Nice moving without the basketball. That's what I think of when I think about Duke. Nice pass again by Gorecki. She is heating up against Virginia Tech. We mentioned it briefly in the first half. She's averaged 24 points, 9 rebounds, and almost 4 assists a game in her career against the Hokies.
It's 11 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals here tonight, but is just 4 of 12 from the field. Duke not shooting it all that well at the foul line either. Now 5 of 9.
And both post players for Duke shoot about 50% from the free throw strike.
Cole. Let the play extend. This is Shepard, and there's her first field goal.
There were several chances to shoot that basketball. Really good patience. That was a great possession by Virginia Tech. We might want to look back at that one in a little while, Lays.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Cole was going to take that right to the glass on the left side.
Then she had the baseline drift, but they made the extra pass.
Gorecki floats it up and gets it.
Yep. Gorecki time.
Gorecki now with 13, 6 of those in this third quarter. And the lead for Virginia Tech at the half was 12. Down to Baptiste. Tough position for Odom. Cole's got to get to that, and does. Still some time with 6 to shoot. And Baptiste eventually has it knocked away. Odom sprint and strike, and drew the foul as well.
Yeah, not a good foul right there. She was going to get the basket. You didn't need to touch her. It's like Taj got her from behind, just reaching out and putting her hands on her.
Yeah, this you could just kind of see it coming, Mac, out of sorts.
Just reached out, barely any contact, but that's a foul.
And that's kind of one of those player safety ones too, with Odom streaking in and in the air.
Gosh, can she run?
She can. That was so smart. Started that steal, just smacked it with her right hand, and she was off to the races. Duke, though, has missed 3 consecutive free throws.
Cutcliffe might want to be looking at her as a wide receiver.
Coach Cut is not hesitant, and there's a foul against Gorecki. Gorecki is showing what she thought Taja Cole was doing there. Third against Duke in the quarter. Gorecki with her second. Baptiste got it right back and drew the foul. Now Baptiste got a little lucky there, Max. She lost the handle. It came right back to her.
It sure was lucky, but the play itself was designed to see if Duke covered that backside, and you see her get position on Boykin. That's a big mismatch no matter what happens.
Look at that, though. Slipped right out of her hands and bounced right back to her off the thigh of Jade Williams.
It's the kind of luck you have sometimes.
Not very often, to be honest with you.
I beg to differ.
And the free throw good for Baptiste. So Duke doing a lot of work here in the third quarter, but the Hokies holding them at arm's length.
Baptiste with 14 points now off the bench.
And the posts have dominated. Combined 30 for her and Kitley. Elbow pull-up. Boykin's been quiet tonight, but Odom with the stick back.
Yeah, she got that basket. Now she's re-energized. Good job on the offensive glass. She went a long way to get that ball. I love the way she elevates.
Talk about Odom, they say, you know, she could be a top 10 pick in the WNBA draft if she wanted it. There's Cole. Cole couldn't salvage the possession.
Not a great score, but she's had a couple go in and out here.
Odom on the crossover. Tough take. She'll get fouled as well. Comes up hobbled a little. There's a little check on Odom. Took a lot of contact here. Let's see if we can see what happened.
Checking into the Hercules number 4.
Now, it wasn't that Duke outran Virginia Tech to the other end, but Odom sure did all by herself.
Yes, he did. You can see she's favoring that left foot, that left ankle. She kind of stuck it in the ground for that hard stop. There wasn't any contact there. A frightening moment nonetheless. Odom misses another free throw. That's 4 in a row for the Blue Devils. Interestingly, Duke, Max, spent the majority of time today at shoot-around doing nothing but shooting free throws. Here for about 30 minutes, they shot about 20 minutes worth of free throws. And a turnover here for Virginia Tech.
It's interesting hearing Coach McCauley talk about shortening practices, shortening shoot-arounds, and trying to keep everybody fresh and their legs fresh, and even mentally being really sharp, not giving them too much information.
Yes, he said as the weeks go by, we take out more and more and more of our contact, of our practice drills. This is Boykin again. Hasn't been able to dial it in on that mid-range jumper. Shot clock is off. Virginia Tech can hold for the final shot, and after some shouting from their coaching staff, Cole got that message. Duke a +8 in this quarter. Virginia Tech trying to get the final say. Cole's three will give them just that. That's a big make for Virginia Tech. Again, Duke did a lot of work in the quarter, close to as few as 4. Taj Cole, however, makes a big final statement in the quarter. Rare 3 for the point guard. Tech takes a 7-point lead for the fourth. Threw it out like 3 weeks ago. I keep tweaking it.
Thank you. Is that going to be the title of the graphic?
Yeah. Big game flop. Duke playing much better in the third quarter, and that had a lot to do with the play of Nay Odom, the senior guard. Tough buckets in that quarter, 6 of her 11 points. You can see her, Mac, running the floor, getting things done in transition, but Duke scoring 18 points in the quarter, but still trailing by 7. Big shot from Taj Cole there at the end of the third.
It gave the Hokies a little bit of momentum, maybe erased some of that poor offensive play that they suffered a little bit during that quarter.
Down to Baptiste goes Mabry. This has been the formula for success and continues to be.
Baptiste with 16 points now. She's a tough matchup in there.
Kitley.
Quicker than the bigs, stronger than the wings.
Kitley had her way in the first half. It's been Baptiste dominating in the second. They shared the team lead with 16 points apiece. Short shot clock. Gorecki's got to create at Baptiste. Unable to do it, and it's Virginia Tech ball.
That's a good job of contesting that shot. Gorecki coming off the post for the handoff and drive to the rim. She usually either makes that or gets fouled. Didn't do either right there against the Hokies defense.
Gorecki would have been able to corral her own miss, but Akinbadi James knocked it away from her. Ultimately knocked it out of bounds. Hokies a 9-point lead. And a turnover. Baptiste trying to get that to Mabry in the corner.
This match right here, but help from Rivers.
Lambert and Boykin got on track tonight. And again, Akinbadi James kind of recklessly coming after that rebound and knocking it out of bounds.
Hokies did a lot of good things defensively right there.
You see, Virginia Tech has really controlled this game without a big offensive night from their two sharpshooters. Kezia Shepherd with just 5 points. Dara Mabry shut out to this point, but the 32 combined from Kitley and Baptiste in a different route to the catbird seat. Here's Mabry.
0 for 6. We've seen her do this before and then come through and make a couple big shots down the stretch too. You know Duke is still going to pay a lot of attention to Dara Mabry.
They have to, absolutely. And we also know that Mabry certainly adheres to that motto that shooters are going to continue to shoot, and Mabry certainly won't become bashful. Gorecki working on Toll. Got late help and recognized it.
That's, again, that's why she could be the ACC Player of the Year. Through the double team, kept her eyes open, found a wide open teammate.
Screen from Kitley. Shepherd couldn't handle it cleanly, and that took away any opportunity at a jump shot. Kitley. Help comes. Finds the shooter. Shepherd. There's her second through.
Well, what a nice play right there. Into the lane. Good pass by Kitley and good patience by Shepherd. Shot fake, readjust, make the shot.
Lead is back to 10 for Virginia Tech. And that's a travel. Lambert caught in between. Duke has not turned it over nearly as frequently in the second half, but an ill-timed one there. You look at the bucket again back from Gorecki. Off to Jade Williams.
And here's the inside out look. Shepherd with the ball fake. Good fundamentals right there.
Tech by 10. Kitley was tied up, and a foul is called. See Michaela Ennis in the background of your shot there, also calling the foul.
Michaela does a lot of stuff over there.
Is here in the background of your shot right there.
We need the Michaela cam, I'm telling you.
We had that for one of the games earlier this season. He is full of life. As have the Hokies been tonight. They come out, Mac, and sometimes I hate cliche statements like this, but it almost seems to be true. Virginia Tech seems to be the more urgent team tonight.
Well, again, I think Kenny Brooks instilled that in him after the performance against Virginia, which he wasn't very happy with.
No, he was not. The Hokies giving up 57% to the Cavaliers from the floor. Shepherd drops it off for Kitley, and a tie-up will give it to the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Virginia Tech has done a better job here, though, in the final quarter of taking their time on offense, not rushing anything, and being stronger with the basketball.
Number 3 in blue out there for the first time tonight. That's Mila Goodchild.
She can really make shots.
Williams couldn't make that shot and then commits her 4th foul, trying to go through Kitley for the rebound.
Yeah, how many times do you see that? You miss something that you think you ought to make and immediately try to get it back.
Second team foul.
Also the 2nd team foul of the quarter for the Blue Devils. Frustrating night for Jane Williams thus far. And actually, my correction, that's her 5th foul. And Williams has fouled out of the game. So Williams done for the game. And see if Virginia Tech, with her on the bench, doesn't go right back to what worked with her on the bench in the first half. And that's attacking through Kitley.
Yeah, and I think you will see that. Virginia Tech's going to look at that every single time, whether it's zone or man-to-man. Matchup zone by Duke this possession.
Cole instead opts for Shepard. That's a good option, too.
Yeah, that's a good point guard when you know who's got the hot hand. Asia Shepard.
Williams fouls out. The Hokies hit the Devils for 3. They have a 13-point lead. And Eyes on a double bind.
Eyes on a double bind. Sweet.
Sweet. I'm just hungry, man.
How can you be hungry after eating all the meatballs?
I had 2.
Not what I heard.
Yeah, let's just come back on that. Mac, you just bring it back out of room.
I can do it.
We'll see.
Oh, I can.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, so I threw my back out like 3 weeks ago, and I keep tweaking it, and it's like right here. And it's like one of those spots where, like, if you move, it's just
Have you talked to Renee about just calming down?
God.
Well, you didn't explain all the details.
Yeah.
You insinuated.
Well, I'm getting old, is what I'm insinuating. Brutal, man. Called my mom looking for sympathy, and she's like, yeah, as I've been told, getting old is not for sissies. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Not helpful at all.
But it's a fact. Okay.
Has Duke ever led in this game?
Yes, I think.
No, they haven't.
Really?
I don't think so.
Well, you're the play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Lays, a good point guard, knows who's hot, and they create for their teammates. And you saw Taj Cole do both right there on that possession.
Yes, he did. And Taj Cole and the Hokies smelling blood in the water right now. Jane Williams fouling out on the previous possession for the Blue Devils, and the Hokies trying to go wire to wire to create a much more chaotic situation in those 3 and 4 positions in the ACC.
Yeah, this would really scramble it up. It's already scrambled. You talked about Taj Cole in that possession. She's got 7 points and 9 rebounds, but that doesn't even begin to talk about what she's done in this game as she picks up a foul. She has done an outstanding job on the defensive end.
Yes, she has. And again, no one was more frustrated than Cole with the loss to Virginia, because she picked up 2 fouls in about the first 3 minutes of that game and was relegated to non-factor status as Rivers sells the charge against Odom.
Rivers and Cole are the best 2 individual basketball defenders for Virginia Tech, and you see Rivers right there. She took it right in the sternum, no questions asked.
And Duke now has to extend their defense as the clock has become the biggest ally of Virginia Tech. Cole able to beat the trap. And microcosm of the night there. Duke thought they had a steal and just couldn't grab it securely.
Not often you see 2 turnovers on 1 pass.
We've seen that a couple of times, and it's been Duke tonight that has not been very careful with the basketball.
Shot clock they need to recognize.
Shepard hands it off to Cole. 2 to shoot. Didn't get the rim, and that will be a violation.
Yeah, Asia Shepard needed right there to keep the basketball. She's probably the best one-on-one perimeter player.
Coach, I'm not sure if you looked at it this way, but I do. When you have a 13-point lead and less than 6 minutes to play, there are different varieties of turnovers. That's the best possible one.
Use up all the shot clock.
Here's Gorecki. And the night of frustration continues for one of the country's best players.
Yeah, and again, she's used to drawing a foul in that situation. Virginia Tech doing a good job of contesting the shot, but not putting her on the free throw line.
Here's Kitley. And she steps through and scores again.
How patient is she? Never in a rush.
Duke Mac has just been unable to take away her primary weapon, which is playing through her right shoulder.
And talking with the Duke staff, they were very concerned. They said she is a better player than the first time we went up against them.
And the first time they went up against them, she scored 21 points. There's a much-needed bucket for Odom and the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Odom's so good on the offensive glass. That's 2 things she does. Run the floor, offensive glass. She's done that here in the second half.
It's interesting, Mac. We go back to the last Virginia Tech game that you and I called, which was the NC State home game. Virginia Tech was really looking at that game as an opportunity to kind of announce their arrival into the top tier of the ACC as Mabry is off the schneid and the Hokies rolling to their largest lead. The point I was about to make was didn't make that statement that night, but they're in process of making it here tonight.
Yeah, and they did it defensively that night pretty well, but didn't get the offense going tonight. They've got both ends working.
Under 4 minutes to go, and the climb is a steep one now for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and we talked about Mabry. You might have her missing some, or she might not be getting the basketball, but she will make a big shot when she needs to.
This is Mabry. Hokies play it down late in the clock, and Cole didn't get it, but did take a big chunk off the game clock.
30 seconds off again.
Odom scores and is fouled by Lydia Rivers. But the Hokies with a 14-point lead. They are trying to create a clump on the top tier of the ACC. Didn't really get the great game we were expecting.
Still been pretty entertaining. You've had a particularly good game.
Huh?
You've had a particularly good game. You just wanted me to repeat it, didn't you?
No, I wasn't listening.
Yeah,
I really wasn't.
Yeah.
I was looking at this gal that's 4 rows behind the Duke bench there.
Yeah,
Got
in
frosted blue hair. Jeez. Play that one more time if you got time, dude. All right, I'm going to handle this one, man.
Oh, go ahead.
No, just where did she come back from? Like I saw her run out of the picture, and then all of a sudden she's there again.
All right, fans, y'all ever make some noise? It's time for the
All right, right, hoop heads, I want you to pay close attention all the way to the end of this highlight. These are a couple of three-point makes. Asia Shepard from Taja Cole. Dara Mabry, her first field goal of the night. But Mac, here's what I want you to break down. This is elite level swag from the Virginia Tech bench.
I don't know that it's. I don't even know how to describe it. You know, it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
Dinner and a show. Michaela Ennis.
She's outstanding. Just a freshman.
Also saw another addition to the program there. Georgia, who will be unveiled next year for Kenny Brooks.
Outstanding point guard from Australia.
And the Hokies, hey, they deserve to have some fun. A 14-year tournament drought, and there won't be any official proclamation if they can close out this win as Kitley is fouled, and we'll look for a couple more at the line, but certainly it would take a heck of a turn of events here for Duke to pull it out. Certainly deserve to enjoy it, Mac, because I do believe that a win tonight cements their tournament resume.
I think so. You start looking at 21-7 in the ACC, 11-6, and one game left. A tough game against Louisville on the road, but I would think there wouldn't be much question at that point in time. And of course, still more opportunities to play against good competition in Greensboro next week.
Yeah, and that's a pretty high seed too. Hokies with a win tonight keep their double bye eligibility. There's still certainly some things to sort out as it pertains to that. But even if Virginia Tech didn't secure a double bye, as a 5 seed, they'd probably have a great opportunity to pick up a win on the Wednesday of that tournament. So just all kind of how you look at it. It all becomes relative. But any way you look at it, Kenny Brooks has done a magnificent job here in Blacksburg. Already a program record for ACC wins, and they have dusted the old record. Look again at what's at stake. Duke is not going to be eliminated with a loss here, double bye contention. The Hokies are going to even them up and also steal away the tiebreaker that Duke had over Virginia Tech. Cole is trapped near midcourt, and Kenny Brooks saves her with the timeout. Tech with a 14-point lead and looking to go wire to wire against the Blue Devils. That was the best highlight sequence we've ever played. That was Georgia doing like the ravishing Rick Rude maneuver, and then Ennis like comes out of nowhere with it. Like
yeah, I didn't see Georgia the first time. I saw her the second time. She's got some stuff going on too.
Virginia Tech looking to put the finishing touches on, to be truthful, what has been a masterpiece of a performance here tonight. As Baptiste is tied up, but Virginia Tech will keep the ball on the arrow. We were expecting a nip and tuck, knockdown, drag out affair here tonight, Mac, and Virginia Tech just really hasn't allowed that to happen. They've kind of dominated this game.
Yeah, and Kenny Brooks, you know, they've done a good job. He and his staff of getting more ways to win. You can win with defense. You can win with execution on offense. You can win with shooting the basketball. There are a lot of different ways that Virginia Tech can win at this point, and Duke has done the same thing. Their defense has improved. Their offense has gotten better.
Kenny Brooks is ignited here as Taj Cole was called for the travel. Let's see what got him so hot under the collar.
Yeah, it was a travel. Kenny Brooks thinks it was also a foul when Odom wraps around. But, hey.
Oh, that's just the prototypical bear hug maneuver. It's legal.
The long, lean bear right there. Yeah.
Duke takes it away. Gurecki. Really no margin for error for Duke now. Empty trip and under 2 minutes as Shepard looking to dash away from Odom, and Odom will commit Duke's 5th foul and send Shepard to the line. And this one's all over except the shouting.
Yeah, and you want to just keep the ball in the hands of the best free throw shooters, and Shepard is one of them at 81% on the year.
Again, both teams kind of came in, although Duke has been playing so very well of late. Still a myriad of possibilities for Duke. And their final regular season game will be on the road. They won't have to travel too far. It's, of course, the Tobacco Road rivalry. They'll visit North Carolina. You look at Coach McCauley.
Yeah, ending the season with 3 straight road games is a little bit unusual, but 2 of them were real close.
Virginia Tech, meanwhile, at the Yum Center in Louisville.
That's a difficult task.
It is. And it's an actual women's men's doubleheader, a rarity. Virginia Tech's men's program will play after them on Sunday at the Yum Center.
And Coach Walls has done a great job with the Louisville women's program and among the best in the country again.
Desperation from Duke defensively, and now as the Hokies got through myriad traps, you see deflation as Cole flashes to the block.
9 points, 10 assists, and a great defensive game by Taj Cole.
Floater is cozied in on the move by Lambert, and a quick timeout taken by Coach Joanne McCauley. Well, again, I think we were expecting this one to come down to the fourth quarter, and in some ways it did, Mac, as Duke played their best quarter, I thought, in the third quarter, but to Virginia Tech's credit, they got that big shot from Taj Cole at the end of that quarter. They never really let Duke put together the big charge to get within a possession or even pull even with Virginia Tech, and then they have dramatically outplayed the Blue Devils again here in the fourth quarter. And you look at one of the reasons why Jade Williams has spent way too much time for Duke's liking on that bench.
He has, and you mentioned the 3 by Taj Cole, only her 10th 3 of the year, but he did give Virginia Tech a little bit of momentum, and their offense to start the fourth quarter was as good as it's been in the game all night long.
Odom commits a foul. I don't think she was attempting to foul, to be honest. With a minute 5 remaining. And Odom is going to foul out of the game as well. And you can see Odom pleading her case and also saying, not only were we not intending to commit a foul, but if there was a foul, I was not the one that committed it.
I've heard that argument before.
Yeah, that's the old look over there defense.
Another dude did it.
Shepard's free throw is no good. Shepard all the way up to 12 points. He has come on here at the tail end. 3 second half 3-pointers and 4 at the free throw line. The reason I didn't think Duke was intending to commit that foul is they're just going to defend as hard as they can and play it out. Boykin stripped by Shepard. Loose ball, last touched by Rivers, but they'll say that it was last touched by Goodchild from Duke.
Yeah, no dispute at this point. With a 16-point deficit with 55 seconds to go.
That would have been vehemently disputed in a tighter game. I'm fairly confident Rivers touched that last.
Probably would have also looked at it had it been a tighter game too, which they can at this point, or could at this point.
Under 2 minutes. And Shepard is bumped and fouled. It was Shepard who created that contact with Boykin. Well, again, Mac, you visit what this will mean. Virginia Tech basketball on the men's side had a similar drought to the women's program. Hadn't been to the NCAA tournament since 2007. Buzz Williams came here and really turned around the culture. Virginia Tech's men's program has been to 3 consecutive NCAA tournaments. That streak more than likely, barring the most improbable run in the ACC tournament ever, will end. However, that program's arc still heading upward with first-year head coach Mike Young, and we've already talked a lot about what Kenny Brooks has done. And even with this season, you get the feeling it's just the beginning for Tech basketball. They've got talent upon talent coming in again next year.
Yeah, another really good recruiting class coming for sure. And 20 wins, 20 wins, 20 wins, 21 wins at least. And but they finally got over the hump in ACC play. Going to go to 11-6 after this game tonight.
Duke not ready to concede the defeat just yet.
I think they have. I think they just
and stop fouling.
Yeah. I think they didn't get the message.
Number 5, Tasha Cole, shooting 2.
Hokies padding their stats at the foul line. And you look at the 2 games that Taj Cole has played against the Blue Devils, 15 and 10 points, rebounds, 5 assists as well. This is the bracketology and the resume for Tech coming into the game tonight. This is the type of win, Mac, that might bump you up a seed line or 2.
Yes, it will.
And the Hokies commit a foul. They're not allowing anything easy here. These are 2 teams that somehow, some way might match up again next week in Greensboro.
Could very well see each other again, and they split the regular season, each winning on their home court. An overtime game at Duke. Taj Cole with the free throw, got to the double-double mark.
And particularly if they wind up either way, toggled in either direction in the 4-5 slots in that bracket, that becomes kind of a likely pairing then.
In the semifinal round. A lot of basketball to be played, though.
No doubt. Coming into a fun time of the year. As a timeout is taken by Kenny Brooks. The Hokies had gotten a little close to the 5-second call for his liking.
Yeah, and they'll advance the ball with one-time opportunity after a timeout. I like that rule.
I do like that rule. I'd love to see that rule implemented in the men's game as well. Yeah, look at a game like Virginia Tech played in this building last night, a heartbreaker, losing to Virginia. A 3-point shot made with 2.6 seconds left by Kihei Clark. Had the Hokies been able to advance the ball, they would have still had hope, and it turned out you don't on the men's side of things.
Yeah, add some strategy, and I don't think it's a bad rule at all. I'd look for the men to try to adapt that, or like you said, they should do it.
You got to be definitive about these things. Pound on the desk and demand that it's changed. That is. Well, it was Elizabeth Kitley that really dominated the game in the first half for Virginia Tech. Duke adjusted to Kitley. A lot of help given to Kitley, and that allowed Trinity Baptiste to thrive, man.
16 points and 4 rebounds off the bench, and we talked about what a tough matchup she is. She can really shoot the 3, the best 3-point percentage shooter on the team last year, been the best free throw shooter since she got to Blacksburg. She continues to grow her game.
Baptiste and Kitley really the 1-2 punch tonight. A combined 35 points. Make it as the Hokies inbound off that timeout. Shepard just circling back up top. Hokies can't take it all the way down. They can get to about 3 seconds here.
And I think they'll take the violation. It's sort of like taking a knee in football, right?
Without question. And on their feet here in appreciation inside Cashel Coliseum. As Virginia Tech will not put up another shot. They take it down to 2.4 seconds. They're going to take down the Duke Blue Devils and Duke's 6-game winning streak. Establish yet again a new program record for ACC victories with their 11th, and keep their hopes alive for a double bye next week in the ACC tournament in Greensboro. Very thorough performance tonight from Kenny Brooks' team, Matt.
Yeah, a very big win. They found different ways to do it, an outstanding defense, and what a bounce back from a really disappointing loss to UVA on Sunday.
Road gets no easier for Virginia Tech. They're at Louisville on Sunday in their regular season finale. Duke will close it out on the road against North Carolina. Kenny Brooks leading the Let's Go Hokies cheers, and now ready to chat with our Evan Hughes.
Coach, a double-digit win against one of the top teams in the ACC. How was your team able to get it done tonight?
You know what? Give credit to UVA, but we felt like we came out and we didn't play as well as we possibly could. This team's been resilient all year. They bounced back after 4 performances, and they were locked in. They were locked in from the beginning. They wanted to send this thing out the right way, and I'm very proud of them. Very proud of them because, as you mentioned, Duke's playing as well as anybody in the country right now, and we're very, very proud that we came out and able to get a win.
Coach, 14 points for Asia Shepard. How crucial was she in the second half?
Well, she was very big. I mean, she didn't have a great first half, but we knew we were going to kind of spring her a little bit. Liz Kitley did a tremendous job in the first half of scoring. They paid a lot of attention to her, and it opened up Shep for a lot of big shots, and she connected on them.
As always, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Lace.
Coach Kenny Brooks, clearly a happy man. His Hokies bounce back off the loss to Virginia and also avenge a prior loss to the Blue Devils. A big night here in Blacksburg as the Hokies go wire to wire. And for Mac McCarthy, I'm John Laser saying so long from Castle Coliseum with a final score. Virginia Tech 70, Duke 56. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on ACC Network, download the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.